The topic is catalysis. Here, in a chemical reaction, in addition to reactants, one more substance is added to speed up the reaction or to change the rate of the reaction, mainly to increase the rate of the reaction. The substance is known as the catalyst. For example, iron is used as a catalyst in the Haber process in the production of ammonia. Similarly, some enzymatic reactions such as sucrose will be converted into glucose and fructose by using the enzyme invertase, where invertase acts as the catalyst. Also, in the decomposition of potassium chlorate, MnO2 is used as the catalyst. Let us see the effect of catalyst. This will also alter the activation energy of the reaction. So, according to the theory, this catalyst represented as C will be used in a reaction in which A and B react to give the product AB. Here, A, B and C, that is the catalyst, combine to form an activated complex or intermediate complex which is unstable, like this A, B, C. And from this unstable activation complex, products will be formed such as AB, and the catalyst C has liberated. So initially C was there and finally C is there. This will not directly take part in the chemical reaction, which will remain after the reaction as such. So during the course of the reaction, we know the graph in which A and B reactants will be reacting to form a product AB by acquiring the certain amount of activation energy, and this catalyst will provide a different path to the reaction. Here we can see a different path in which the activation complex is present at energy of ET, that is catalyzed reaction, and the activation energy for the catalyzed reaction is much smaller than the actual activation energy. Thus, by reducing the activation energy of the reaction, the rate of the reaction can be increased. Let us see the general characteristics of the catalyst. A catalyst will be recovered unchanged in the chemical reaction. As I already told, catalyst will be present in the initial and final step of the reaction. The amount of catalyst can speed up the reaction of large amount of reactants. This catalyst does not alter a change in Gibbs free energy, also does not affect the position of the equilibrium in the reversible reaction. Catalyst can be applied only in the case of spontaneous reaction and not in the non-spontaneous reaction. Each catalyst will have some specificity, that is, particular catalyst can be used for particular reaction. Catalyst shows maximum efficiency at a definite characteristics or at a particular temperature known as optimum temperature. Addition of some other substances will increase the activity of a catalyst, and it is known as the promoter, and also some other compounds decrease the activity of the catalyst and known as the poisoning, catalytic poisoning. For example, if molybdenum is present with iron as the catalyst in the Haber process, this will increase the catalytic property of iron, and this substance is known as the promoter. The phenomena is known as activation of catalyst. Also, some other compounds, if present, that will decrease the activity or will destroy the activity of a catalyst, and these are known as the catalytic poison or process known as catalytic poisoning. For example, The traces of arsenic, if present with the platinum in contact process, the production of sulfuric acid, the catalytic activity will be completely destroyed. Coming to the type of catalyst, we have homogeneous catalyst and heterogeneous catalyst. Homogeneous means if the catalyst and the reactants are in the same phase, then it is known as homogeneous catalyst. For example, NO is used as a catalyst in the reaction SO2 and O2. These both reactants and the catalyst are in the gaseous phase. Similarly, sulfuric acid is used as the catalyst, and here sulfuric acid and the reactants sucrose and water are in the liquid state. And coming to the heterogeneous catalyst, here the reactants and the catalyst are in the different phase. For example, platinum, it is a solid used in the SO2 and O2 reaction, where SO2 and O2 are in gaseous phase. Similarly, iron is used as the catalyst in Haber process, in which a nitrogen and hydrogen are in gaseous phase. Product is ammonia. Coming to the theories of catalyst, we have two theories. First one is the intermediate compound theory, formation of a homogeneous catalyst. Homogeneous catalyst will undergo this type of combination. So here, first, if consider reactants A and B combined to form product AB in the presence of catalyst, so there will be an intermediate compound which will be forming in two different steps. Either first one or second step will be followed. So in the first step, A, that is the one of the reactant, will combine with the catalyst and forms an AC intermediate. That intermediate AC will combine with other reactant and form the corresponding product. Or all the three compounds, that is two reactants and the catalyst, combine to form an ABC intermediate, and in the second step, C, the catalyst will be released from this intermediate and product AB will be obtained. For example, sulfur dioxide combining with oxygen in presence of NO gives SO3. So here first O2 combining with nitrogen oxide and forms nitrogen dioxide. The nitrogen dioxide again combining with sulfur dioxide to form SO3 compound. Next one is the adsorption theory for heterogeneous catalysis. Here catalyst and the reactants are in the different phase. Example is hydrogenation of ethylene. Here nickel is used as the catalyst. Nickel is solid having different active sites or the pores in the solid phase. Here the reactants will be adsorbed. Sometimes here chemisorption will take place or some physisorption. Here chemisorption takes place initially, so that CH2 will be present at the active site of nickel. The second step, one of the hydrogen present attached to nickel, that is we have two reactants CH2 and H2. Both these will be attached to or adsorbed to the nickel, and hydrogen will be separated from here and combining with CH2 and forms the CH3. Then the next step, another hydrogen will combine to CH2 and forms CH3. So after the third step, this CH3 molecule will be adsorbed to nickel, and the fourth step, free CH3 molecule will be liberated, remaining nickel as such. Some advantages of this adsorption theory or heterogeneous catalyst is here greater catalytic efficiency of finely divided metals, since the active sites will be more. Second one is the specificity of catalytic action. Here the molecules which have the chemical affinity for the catalyst are adsorbed on the catalyst surface. Next, action of promoters. Promoters cause a greater number of imperfections to be present in the catalyst lattice, and thereby active centers can be increased, which will lead to more activity. or the efficiency of the catalyst. Also, last one is the action of catalytic poison. Here, the catalytic poison will block the active centers and thus decrease the efficiency of the catalysis.